$100,000 payday last week. But you know, it's 16 starts here at Rockingham. The two-time NASCAR Busch Series champ has never finished better than third. Today, he starts 15.
As you look back at the rest of the grid, Dick Berggren.
New engine rules have given the drivers between 100 and 150 more horsepower than they have ever had here at Rockingham. Also, they're going to have a lot more RPM under the hood. What this means is that a driver with a deft right foot, a driver who can stab that throttle without clutching the back tires, he's got an advantage. Clutch the back tires, you can wear them out, you can spin the car out too. Be interesting to see what happens, Mike.
You look back through row 21 and you'll note there is not a full field here. Only 42 cars signed in for this race.
That extra horsepower, Mike, is like good news, bad news. Good news is you got it. Bad news is you can't use it, particularly here.
Today they'll race 200 miles as we get set to go green. 197 laps. And they'll run 45 to 55 laps on a tank of fuel.
They run further than that on a tank of fuel. Yeah. It's the tires that you can't run very far.
It's the tire window, not the fuel window. Getting set to go green for 200 miles, 197 laps. We're racing at the Rock. Out of one car up off turn 4 toward the middle of the pack. That would be the 55.
Oh, got one up high down in turn 2.
Whoa, that's Ryan Newman spinning right in front of the field.
Right down the track he went. I think everybody's going to get through unscathed if it back up. Whoa, wait a minute, back up here, guys.
He's already slipped up and then came down the pit lane. Uh-oh, the 55 continues to smoke. That is before the accident, that happening to Mark Green's car.
Todd Bodine beat Biffle back to the line.
Caution is out.
Ryan Newman, who had done so well in his few ARCA appearances and just a couple of Busch Series races, bringing out this first caution of the day after starting outside pole.
Young guy did a pretty good job there. He didn't hit anything and spun right through the middle of the field. He come in and get him some clean clothes and some 4 more tires. He'll be okay.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have 4 more tires.
There's the smoke off of Mark Green's car. Let's show you again.
He just gets up high right there, gets shoved up by
Jeff Green.
By Jeff Green, and it's just dirty up there right now. Hadn't been anybody running up there yet, and fortunately there was a hole for him to slide right down through.
It was about the only hole to slide.
Yeah,
there.
it was.
Here comes the whole field at him.
Now they really bunch up right here behind him, but
you see Todd Bodine in the black 00 car really pushing the leader up as well.
They made contact. That could have had a little something to do with, you know, a little bit of a chain reaction.
Yeah, Jeff Green went way up the hill on him, but did we see a little smoke from out of the front row?
Yeah, he bottomed out going in that turn. I'm sure they got real low air in these tires, and the cars will bottom out a little bit on the start. He's got a little bit of nose damage, doesn't he, Larry?
There are the Rockingham rookies in today's race. As we mentioned, Greg Biffle has 1 prior start here.
Remember, this is Rusty Wallace, is one of his teammates, Don Miller, who's part owner of that car, said that he was the only one on the team. There's Roger Penske, who owns this team as well, but Don Miller said he was the only one on the team, including everybody, that was over the age of 30.
Yeah, and he's a lot over the age of 30.
That cloud of smoke is from Mark Green's car, Matt.
And a 4-tire stop for Ryan Newman because he did flat spot the tires. They did also look at the right side of the car just to make sure there wasn't any damage, and he's down and away to Steve. Well, Matt, Mark Green just pulled in. They opened the hood. There was fire under the hood, but now, amazingly enough, they're going to put the hood pins back in and send him back onto the racetrack. Let's go to Dick.
Jeff Purvis just radioed to his crew. He's the first victim of too much power. He just radioed back in, said, I've got to be more careful on those starts. He just buzzed the back tires, Mike.
Yeah, they'll do that. That's they got 150 more horsepower, and that's a big change from last year.
And it's so important. You know, even when they had less horsepower, this racetrack is a lot like a piece of sandpaper. Very hard on tires. This is looking out the front of a car toward what happened. You see Ryan Newman in the blue 02 car at the top of the racetrack.
He and Jeff Green, they just made a little contact. Jeff went up the hill and got into the side of Ryan. Oh, man. Great job of not panicking right there and causing a great big wreck.
That was from Jeff Purvis's on board.
But I was saying, it wears the tires out. And when you damage a tire is in the early going. If you ever slip it or spin it, it won't come back till you put more tires on. It's never going to feel better once you've hurt them.
No bias tire, you could kind of take it easy for a lap or two. It'd cool back off, and it would come back. But radial tires are not that forgiving.
It's a brief caution. We're set to go back to green.
It's single file restart. No cars are lap down yet.
Todd Bodine out front of Greg Biffle.
I think in the beginning here we'll see the cars run at the bottom, but Darrell, there's no question that as the race goes on, they'll start cleaning that upper groove up. You'll see cars start running in the upper groove.
Oh yeah, they'll be all over the place before too long, and it all depends on your car and your tires. And some cars will hang around the bottom, some will slide up around the top. Makes for good racing, especially from up here. Now out there it don't make for so much good racing, but from up here it makes for great racing. Got that 55 car slow again.
And here comes Jeff Green, one of the favorites to win this race, closing up on second place Greg Biffle.
Bobby Hamilton Jr. in the 26.
Oh, trouble up here, guys. Trouble.
One car hard in the wall. It's the 11 of Marty Houston. A second car sliding along the bottom of the racetrack. That would be Brad Baker.
Well, it'd be a shame if it is, but I don't think that car along the bottom there hit anything. I think he just avoided the wreck.
There's Marty Houston's car, and indeed, Brad Baker just spun to avoid him, Darrell, and is okay. Boy, Marty tagged that wall a ton. That's as hard as I've seen anybody hit since Todd Bodine pasted that third turn wall in a Busch car about 6 years ago.
Taking a look at the...
This is coming off turn 4. Jeff Green in the yellow car there gets up, just gets that late exit push where it just don't turn, and you have to back off the throttle, but he just skimmed the wall there.
If we're looking right in the cockpit and you watch his hands, I mean, he just held his hands steady and let that back end kiss the wall and come off.
Now watch the blue 11 top of your screen. Makes contact with Jay Sauter.
He's going to get a little help here, guys.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
He tried to correct it, overcorrected, turned the wheel back too far to the right, shot straight up the racetrack.
These cars seem to be a little nervous when they go in a corner beside each other right now. We saw it on the lead up there, and now in this car here, they don't seem to be very happy when they get underneath each other like that.
And again, Brad Baker spun, but was able to continue without damage to his number 28. Quickly, we're under the second caution. This is NASCAR on FX.
4 identical cars. 4 identical engines. Only one running on new Haviland, our latest triumph in Haviland motor oil technology. And what difference does that make? Not only do you get unsurpassed performance, but tests show that with new Haviland under the hood, you get better gas mileage. Haviland, add more life to your car.
There's a new star rising. The fans are raving. This one's going to be legendary. When you're the next big thing, everybody wants you. Even Kobe Bryant. Introducing the next big thing from McDonald's. It's the Big and
We love to see you smile.
Didn't use H&R Block last year? Take our double check challenge. We'll re-examine your 1999 tax return. Free.
There's another deduction here. I can smell it. Can't you smell it?
We may find you a better refund.
The H&R Block $1 million giveaway is huge, you know, but we're tax professionals, you know. We're staying focused. Enter by using H&R Block for your tax preparation, and just log on to hrblock.com. You could win $1 million.
From Rockingham, Michael Waltrip and Dale Earnhardt Earnhardt Jr. continue the Team Earnhardt tradition. The Winston Cup Series, tomorrow on Fox.
Welcome back to the Rock, where the yellow flag is getting a workout today in 8 laps, 2 cautions. There's the most recent one, the number 11 of Marty Houston, getting up into the turn 3 wall. Here is another look. Watch the 43 inside him.
They actually made a little contact as they got down into the turn, and then they got hooked together, and when they came apart, the 11 car took a pretty hard lick into the outside wall.
Let's watch from the Visine camera on board Clay Rogers, driving number 17.
55. Stay low, stay low. Okay, come on, green, yellow's out. You're clear all around. We didn't touch anything, guys.
Now it's not Matt Kenseth, Clay Rogers behind the wheel at number 17. Now the 10 car of Jeff Green was the one that slapped the wall coming out of turn number 4. You see the donuts there just in front of the right rear wheel, Dick Berggren.
Well, they're going to stick their necks out, Mike. They're going to stay out on the racetrack and hope there's no damage. They've had people around the speedway taking a look at the car, and they hope it's okay. They're watching our television monitor right now. To Matt Yoakum.
Ryan Newman also stopped under that caution. The crew went to work on the front valence, the piece of metal at the bottom of the front spoiler, because when he did spin, he caved that back under. They did not change tires because there is a tire rule. 3 sets, or basically 3 tires per position under caution. You can change as much as you want under green, so that's why they did not change tires.
They're just finishing cleanup down on the apron between turns 3 and 4. So we're under caution with Todd Bodine leading Greg Biffle here on FX.
Kick it! It's an all-new season of Son of the Beach, with all-new episodes that are even more bigger.
Nice shot!
Even more badder.
Look, Ma! No Viagra!
And most of all, even more Johnson.
A pleasure to meet a man with such respect in the community. Props back at you. Gesundheit.
The second coming of Son of the Beach has arrived.
God bless America.
All new episodes premiere Tuesday, March 13th, 10 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. Son of...
Notice to the general public. Government now hiring in your district. Applications for federal employment will be made available on Thursday, March 1st for clerical, administrative, and law enforcement positions with starting pay of up to $14 to $20 per hour. Non-experienced and experienced may apply on Thursday, March 1st only, 10 a.m. or 2 p.m. or 6 p.m. at the Holiday Inn Arena, 2 Holly Street, Binghamton. Employment applications and orientation manuals provided with a $5 fee. Bring a pen and be on time. Absolutely no phone calls or late arrivals.
If you're looking for a car dealer with honesty and integrity, then you need to visit Jamie's Auto Sales. You'll appreciate Jamie's down-to-earth, no-pressure approach to car buying. That's why you'll feel comfortable in selecting a car or truck from Jamie's Auto Sales. Jamie, in his 4th year serving the Binghamton area, offers a wide variety of clean, quality vehicles that are fully serviced and warranted. So before you buy your next pre-owned vehicle, visit Jamie or Dan today at Jamie's Auto Sales, 1474 Upper Front Street, Binghamton.
Today on FX, FX gets the toughest men in pro football history to take off the pads and put on the gloves. Anthony Munoz, Christian Okoye, Dexter Manley, Ickey Woods, Refrigerator Perry. And when Lawrence Taylor drops the mic to take up the challenge, a legend is born. FX makes tough man history in the biggest, baddest tough man ever. The Tough Bowl Encore, today after NASCAR on FX.
Welcome back to Rockingham. 2 quick cautions. We're set to go back to green. Todd Bodine, Greg Biffle, Bobby Hamilton Jr., and Jeff Green lead them down to the green flag.
You know, Mark Green, that 55 car on the inside there, he got his oil leak fixed and restarted up there on the front. He ain't gonna stay there very long.
Moving up, Kevin Harvick. In the number 2 and 77, Kelly Denton. With Harvick breaking out of traffic on the right side of your screen. Now Harvick will drive for Richard Childress on the rest of the Winston Cup Series, and he will continue to run this car in the Busch Series on the weekends where Busch is companion to Winston Cup at the same racetrack. But he won't run the full Busch Series. On point. Todd Bodine has done the smart thing. He's taken off. They're 3 wide at the stripe.
Boy, Jeff Purvis, Elton Sawyer, these guys, they got themselves a whale of a battle going on there.
There you see Bobby Hamilton Jr. in the red car there trying to go by the lap car of Mark Green in the 55.
Green did a good thing. He moved up out of the bottom and gave him running room.
Watching from Kenny Wallace, our Briggs & Stratton on board, right now in 5th place. Jeff Green just ahead, Mark Green ahead to the right.
I talked to Kenny Wallace. He was really happy with the way his car was driving. And, you know, he's one of the few Winston Cup drivers that's in the field that's used to that extra power that the more compression is giving these Busch cars this year. They're more like a Winston Cup motor is.
Yeah, used to you could run these things into the corner and just mat them. Just push them to the floor and hold it because they didn't have enough power to spin the tires. Now you got to drive like you got an egg under that accelerator.
That's got to be hard to do when you're battling for position.
It is. It's hard to squeeze it down, but that's what it takes to keep the tires on it and not spin the rear tires off the thing.
Todd Bodine with a big lead. Greg Biffle now feeling the pressure from Bobby Hamilton Jr.
You know, as we watch the yellow 10 car there, Jeff Green running in 4th, this car won't stay on the bottom right now, but the decision his crew chief, Harold Hawley, had to make a while ago, that's one of the toughest decisions. You question whether your car's got a problem, but you're on about lap 5 or 6. You don't want to go to the back of the field.
46, Ashton Lewis Jr. trying to work his way underneath Jeff Purvis off turn number 4. No luck there. And he almost gave up a spot. Here goes Sawyer underneath him, trying for the bottom of the racetrack, and Lewis just pushed it in there further. Now Sawyer has the bottom, and Elton is going to pick up 11th place.
It's kind of the spotter telling him he's there. He gave him a little room, and then he washed up the racetrack as well, so Elton was able to get by. I was wrecked down the back, guys.
One car against the wall, and that's P.J. Jones. Took a hard shot to the wall, but he's going to continue around to pit road. Caution for the 3rd time today in the first 21 laps.
A lot of damage to the front end of that car.
There really is. And there's a lot of guys that are really struggling right now. Boy, Ryan Newman, who started on the front row, he can't get a hold of anything. He's been shoved all over the place.
P.J. Jones, son of the 1963 Indy winner.
55 got his lap back.
And yes, Mark Green.
That was good heads-up driving on his part. Plus, Todd kind of slowed down and let him go.
Don't forget, folks, our Fox box, new to NASCAR this year, here in the upper left of the screen, will always show you laps to go and condition of the racetrack. We're under caution right now for the 3rd time today.
You know, you'll ask sometimes, why does a guy that's not as fast as the leaders get up there and get in the way, and he's a lap down? Why didn't he get out of the way? Well, there's a good example of why, because if you catch that caution just right, he's back on the lead lap now, and he's back in the race.
P.J. Jones is on the pit lane. Pit road was not open, so that means that 52 Jason Rudd will go to the tail end of the line, and Bill Hoff is taking his car to the garage. Now the pit road will open this time around.
I don't believe it'll be very busy. No, it looks like Jeff Green's going to come in. Maybe he didn't like what he felt there, and he said, guys, let's get in there. Now, if this was the Winston Cup race tomorrow, many tires as you want, but as Matt said a while ago, these guys only get 3 sets. You got to kind of manage when you use them. Dick Bergman, what's going on with Jeff Green?
Well, they said they finally got the car the way they wanted it, so this is a bit of a surprise that they have come in, but it was Harold Hawley who called it. He's going to come in, take 4 tires. He's going to pull the spring rubber out and also put a little bit of bite in it as well. So they're going to be busy here on pit road. It should be a routine stop other than those changes. We'll see. There they go. On the gas today, Jeff Miles. He's replacing Mark Armstrong, the ordinary gas man. Armstrong sick with the flu, so Miles is substituting for him. It's Bugs burst off in the front end of the car. He's changing the front tires. Bo Taylor's doing the back. And Dan Dittberger's the guy on the gas. They're already over 17 seconds on this stop. Over 19. It was a long stop for Jeff Green.
Jeff Green is back out. Bill Hoff is in the garage. Let's play a little in-car from Jeff Green on that previous caution flag where he ended up against the wall in turn 4. Not part of the accident up on that first one, and then the second one ending up. So we'll give you a little team communication from the previous caution from Jeff Green's team. Here it is.
You're clear. Lot of debris, Jeff. This will not turn. Looks like I've got a right front tire going down. I scrubbed the wall a little bit of all forward that time.
So they got back out, ran a short stint under green. Now they've decided adjustments needed.
One of the things I used to like to do was get out of sync, what we call out of sync with everybody else, and particularly in a race like this where you're a limited amount of tires. If I can get myself figured out to where I can end up at the end of the day in the front of the field on newer tires than everybody else, then I feel like I got a real shot at winning this race.
So you're planning from the end of the race back instead of the front of the race forward.
That's right. These other guys are going to have to come in sometime. That's going to move me back up, and it's a backwards and forward chest match, and you want to end up at the head of the field at the end of the day.
What Jeff Green needs is about a 10 or 12 lap run. Caution come. Those guys that have to get pit road, he'll be back up there leading the race. Now, if it goes too far, then he'll have to pit too if the caution comes out.
Getting set to go back to green. Steve Burns.
Well, the 00, Todd Bodine and crew chief Gary Cogswell, they talked about coming in, but Todd said it's too early. The car's good. Let's stay out. We'll adjust air pressure on the next stop as we're under green.
This time, the two leaders beat Mark Green into turn one. He's the buffer, separating Todd Bodine and Greg Biffle from Bobby Hamilton Jr., Kenny Wallace, and the rest of this field. 26 of Hamilton Jr. He's looking like an impatient sort, Darrell, right now.
Yes, he is. He's a very young, aggressive driver. He's trying to make a statement, and he's looking to move up in the Winston Cup one of these days. Best way you do that is blow everybody's doors off and get everybody's attention.
He's trying to get underneath Mark Green. He's got his attention now. Kenny Wallace pulls up on Hamilton.
But look at Jeff Green here. This is what new tires will do for you. He's passing about 3 or 4 cars a lap right now. Now, talk about the adjustments they made. I heard them they was going to put wedge in. That means the car was probably loose. The rear was wanting to come around, pull a spring rubber out. I got to believe they softened the right rear spring. That will make the rear bite better.
And, of course, the thing about it is when you're back there like that, you become very impatient because you got better tires than the cars around you, and you know you got to take advantage of those new tires while you can.
Jeff Green working under the 14 of Larry Foyt. Butch Miller, former ASA champ, spotting for Foyt. Lets the faster car by to battle Hank Parker Jr. in the 36.
But if you're not careful, Darrell, you'll use too much of those tires up battling these cars.
Yeah, you will. I mean, it's a balancing act, you know. You just got to kind of pick your way along, pass them as you come to them, and don't be too impatient. Everybody always puts that great big old sign on the dashboard, patience. I don't know why. The drivers never look at it, but they put it up there anyway. It's like gauges. They're useless.
Rich Bickle battling for 14th. That's number 59. In the midst of that battle.
He's right in there behind the Daytona winner, Randy LaJoie, and I tell you, Bickle runs good on tracks like this.
Boy, Jimmy Johnson
wow.
in the red 92 there getting loose up off turn 4. That's something these guys will fight, especially as they get into a run and the rear tires lose more and more grip. They'll get looser and looser up off the corners.
Well, I think we're going to get this thing sorted out a little bit here. It almost looks like Daytona. It looks like people are drafting off of each other, and there's really no draft here, so they're just kind of riding along right now.
As sure as I say this, it'll make me wrong, but this is what happens in the Busch race here. They'll have a few cautions right in the beginning, then they kind of get strung out, and they have some green flag runs, some long runs.
Look at second place. Greg Biffle being challenged by Bobby Hamilton Jr.
Boy, Bobby Hamilton Jr.'s car is really handling well, and he is on the move.
Matt Yoakum.
A good day so far for Bobby Hamilton Jr. He was complaining his car was a tick tight. They were hoping to pit under that caution, but the leaders didn't pit, so they stayed out as well. They're going to make a wedge adjustment at the next caution.
A lot of teams fighting the handling, though. Hamilton right now is not one of them.
Yeah, well, one thing about what Jeff Green did, coming and got those 4 tires now. He's got 20, he's full of fuel. He can run about 20 or 25 laps further than anybody else. So if it goes green for a long period of time, he could really be in the catbird seat.
Jeff Purvis just picked up 8th place. Here's number 18 on the move.
Well, he's doing a good job in that car. He had a great run at Daytona. It's a shame to get taken out like he did, but he's really giving that car a great ride.
And he's doing it on the high side, moving up around Kevin Grubb now.
Yeah, he does that every time we come here. He'll be right up against that outside retaining wall. First one up there and higher than anybody else.
I talked to Doug Richard, his crew chief, this morning. They made wholesale changes on that car. Changed all 4 springs, the sway bar, and the rear shock. What they was trying to do is run a real soft setup. Try to get the car on the ground. Doug said these harder tires, the car just, he just can't build the race car with a soft setup. They went to stiffer springs.
P.J. Jones back on track. A lot of duct tape, not much aerodynamics. He's going to try to put some laps on the board.
If you think back to Daytona, we talked about how you try to get the back of the car down to make it go fast, get the spoiler out of the air. Here, you want to hold the back of the car up to keep
like
the
to jack
spoiler
it way
in the
up.
air.
Yeah.
And that's why soft springs don't work so hot.
Bobby Hamilton working hard, working over the lap car, number 49, Robbie Faggart. And here's 27 battling. That's Jamie McMurray.
Something we got to remember about that 60 car. You just think about if Mark Martin was driving that car. Yeah, he'd probably be about where Biffle is, letting Todd run his tires off. That car gets stronger the longer it goes normally here. Pretty soon you'll look in your mirror and here comes that 60 car right back up on you.
Yeah, it's pulled right back up on Bobby Hamilton Jr., so we may have a battle for second place once again here in a bit. There they are, second, third, with Kenny Wallace fourth, Mike McLaughlin fifth. 37 laps complete here at Rockingham on FX.
Today, Caught on Tape continues. The world's most shocking moments, part 1 and 2. Later today after NASCAR and Tough Man on FX.
AT&T's broadband technology offers small startups a powerful array of tools, like web hosting and internet data centers. Everything a growing business needs to become a force to be reckoned with. Prepare for takeoff.
Play the Pep Boys 80th anniversary instant win game and win $80? No, $800. Oh, heck, $80,000. One of over 50,000 instant prizes at Pep Boys. Pick up your game piece today.
When you call your Bryant dealer, he'll be there. So whenever you need help with your heating, wherever you need it, your Bryant dealer will get it to you, whatever it takes.
Great place.
Oh, thanks.
Americans love their high-performance Briggs & Stratton engines. That's why just about every neighborhood in America is a Briggs & Stratton neighborhood. Briggs & Stratton, the power that works for you.
From the quarter mile at St. Louis to the third turn at Talladega to the pits of Laguna Seca. Wherever innovation is the margin between win and lose, the pros reach for the same tools you do. Craftsman, the official tools of CART, NHRA, and NASCAR.
Right after today's race, right here on FX, NASCAR Winston Cup final practice, along about 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And tomorrow, NASCAR This Morning gets you started on Fox Sports Net at 10 a.m. Eastern. Then live, the Winston Cup race from the Rock. And we'll cap it all off with NASCAR Victory Lane at 9 p.m. on Fox Sports Net. Todd Bodine won a Busch race here in 1995. He led just the last lap, beat Mike Wallace and Johnny Benson in a 3-wide finish by 6 inches.
It was an exciting race. I was happened to be doing that race that day.
There's a second place car there, the 26 red car. He's 2 3/4 a second behind Todd Bodine, who's leading this race.
And here's third, fourth, and fifth, the 60 of Greg Biffle, the 48 of Kenny Wallace, and Mike McLaughlin in the 20.
Kenny's working on Biffle. Kenny's car's a little better than Biffle's right now.
Meanwhile, Jeff Green restarted 32nd. He has now climbed up to 13th after that pit stop.
Yeah, his car is running very well, and of course he's got somewhat of an advantage with 20 less laps on his tires, so he could work his way right to the front. going to have to make up about a half a lap.
Kenny Wallace, you see, with the number 3 on the dash, as most, maybe all of the cars, we didn't get a look at all of them during pre-race, but most everyone here at Rockingham carrying Earnhardt tributes on the outside and inside of their race car. Dick Berggren.
Greg Biffle's having a good day, running in the top 5 all day, and if you wonder why, do what I did. Ask his crew chief, Randy Goss, how come this car is so strong. Goss said both Mark Martin and Jeff Burton have handed Biffle all their notes from all those years. Martin, 11 wins here. Biffle's got every note. He's also got the car that Jeff Burton finished second with here last fall. No wonder he's running well. To Matt Yoakum.
And Dick, Greg Biffle had a huge wake-up call after winning the pole. He spun in happy hour a quarter of the way in, lost a number of laps. He could not get back out. Luckily, it was only cosmetic damage, but he lost a lot of valuable track time. He said he learned the biggest lesson of all, patience. And he said, that's what I will do tomorrow in the race, and that's what he's doing right now, laying back and just letting the race come to him and learn.
3rd, 4th, and 5th. Biffle, Wallace, McLaughlin. Up front is Todd Bodine, who today has led 3 times as many laps than in all 16 of his previous Busch appearances here.
And if that's the car that Jeff Burton finished second in here last fall, then Biffle's going to have to get it off the bottom, because how Burton got the lead was taking it to the high side, and he drove around Mark Martin and others to get in the lead in that race. And Jeff Green actually ended up winning it on the last lap restart.
Here's Jeff Green moving to 11.
He's going down the backstretch right now, and one thing we talked about at the beginning of the show, he goes in low. See, he moves the car up the racetrack. One thing that will do as well, it's a little easier on the tire. You're not pinching it off on the bottom.
Exactly, and everybody's, it's kind of like you're looking for grip. And the higher up you go, the easier you can turn the easier it is to turn the car. The radius is not as sharp. Don't wear the tires out quite so quick.
Because what we've done, we've got into a window, even with his tires, should the caution come out. And boy, he runs up on a slow car in a hurry, getting down in 3 and 4, the 49 black car. He's in a window. He's got enough laps on his tires. Should the caution come, he couldn't stay out. He would be too off sync with tires.
He's just hoping it stays green forever.
So does Todd Bodine. Look at the lead he holds over Bobby Hamilton Jr., 4.2 seconds.
Bobby Hamilton there in the red 26, he's running that high line now up there about 3 grooves up the racetrack.
Yeah, we're 52 laps into the run now, and it's, you know, everybody's going to start moving up a little bit more all the time.
I keep saying Hamilton Jr. He's the only Hamilton in this field. His dad also ran this race at Daytona, but not here at Rockingham. Todd Bodine carrying motor racing outreach on that Buckshot Racing Chevrolet, a nonprofit organization that ministers to the Winston Cup and Busch drivers and teams, and boy, have they been a godsend this past week.
Well, they've been here for about the last 10 or 12 years now, 15, and Max Helton and Dale Beaver. Dale did the service for at Dale Earnhardt's funeral. They know their stuff, and they're good, godly men, and they're here all the time, and they take care of the drivers, crews, and wives. Good to have them in the good to have them in the garage.
And Darrell, they're not just nationwide anymore; they're worldwide.
Worldwide.
They now has a chaplain in Formula One and in other racing circuits around the world.
They sure do.
Todd Bodine leads Bobby Hamilton Jr. Greg Biffle. Mike McLaughlin has displaced Kenny Wallace at 4th.
Briefcase.
Need new tires? Our 35,000-mile tires are 4 for just 99 bucks. Pep Boys, one more reason cars like us, people love us.
Business can use extra help now and then. The real challenge is finding workers you can trust to do the job. With Labor Ready, you get the kind of help you need when you need it, even an hour before.
Today alone, Labor Ready placed thousands of workers in hundreds of industries, from construction to catering. You can find good help these days. Labor Ready. Dependable temporary labor.
Code 0 in progress. Code 0 in progress.
Another code 0, man. A civilian trying to call collect by dialing 0. What a waste, baby. Easy now. Just give me the phone, sugar. You need to dial 1-800-CALL-ATT and you can save big bucks, Snowflake. Just dial right down the center. 1-800-CALLATT. Think she was digging you, Jack? Really? No.
Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
Briefcase.
Need new tires? Our 35,000-mile tires are 4 for just 99 bucks. Pep Boys, one more reason cars like us, people love us.
Doctors Unit, keep America safe from all foreign bodies.
You listen to me, comrade. I think you're full of Bolshevik.
Son of the Beach. All new episodes premiere March 13th.
Welcome back to the North Carolina Speedway. Todd Bodine, Bobby Hamilton Jr., and Mike McLaughlin has turned up the heat. He's now up to 3rd place. Biffle back to 4th. Kenny Wallace 5th. And 6th, Kevin Grubb. Jeff Purvis up to 7th. And Jeff Green from 32nd on the last restart up to 8th place.
Well, he's been working traffic, and he's now gone to the higher line. He's up pretty high around the racetrack now, and it's working for him, though. That car continues to move forward.
There's P.J. Jones right behind him, back up to speed after a crunch in the backstretch wall at lap 21. That was our last of 3 yellows.
Considering the amount of damage that one car has on, he's running pretty well.
Yes.
And what we'll see here, we've run 61 laps. These cars can run probably about 90 or 95 laps on fuel, but they're wanting tires right now. They've been wanting tires. And we'll see a little bit of monkey see, monkey do. Once one of the leaders commits to pit road, if you're back in the pack, you can't wait long because he's going to go out there and he's going to run about 2 seconds faster a lap on those fresher tires.
Yeah, the problem is if you come in too early and a caution flies, then everybody's standing there saying, why did you pit? You know, why didn't you stay out a little longer? So this is when I'm glad I'm not a crew chief.
This is when you can be hero or zero.
That's right. You can make the greatest call in the world, or you can make the dumbest call in the world.
Now here's Bobby Hamilton, 26, moving up on a pack of traffic. Trying to pick his way through. That's Brad Baker, 28 to the inside. Now then he comes up on Ashton Lewis, who was very fast in the opening laps, but now has drifted back and gone a lap down. You'll see McLaughlin there, the black car, come into the picture.
Everybody's done moved up the racetrack now. And again, with the tires being wore out and not gripping, that's definitely the best place to get around here.
But you know, Larry, we're basing our tire information on what we know from the past. This is a harder compound. Theoretically, it's supposed to last longer, and we could run these things all the way to the end of the fuel run. I don't think tire wear is going to be the problem. I think the tires are just going to quit working.
All right, Greg Biffle has drifted back to 4th place. He has himself a nice space between both 2nd, or rather 3rd and 5th place. Dick Berggren.
And you guys in the booth are absolutely right as to what's going on with the tires. That is Biffle's problem. The tires have simply lost their grip. He can no longer hang in the low line. The low line appears to be faster, at least for his car. He simply can't run there. You can better believe that as soon as we have a caution flag, every one of these guys is going to be on pit road for 4 fresh sneakers. Mike?
Right behind him, Kenny Wallace. And there's a look on board Kenny.
Talk about running up high. I always think about Harry Gant. Of course, he could run higher here just about than anybody. But Richard Petty was always really notorious for running the high line. I'd ask Richard, I said, Richard, why you run up there so high? He said, well, if anything happens, I don't hit the wall so hard.
It's a shorter distance.
Shorter distance. I see, but don't you hit it a lot?
There you see Kenny running right around the bottom of the racetrack again. He's been happy with his car ever since they unloaded it on Thursday.
Larry Foyt comes in to be the first of scheduled green flag pit stops. Steve Burns.
And Larry Foyt bringing the number 14 to a stop. He's a rookie in this series, the grandson of A.J. Foyt. He's never been on this racetrack before. They're going to make a chassis adjustment to the right rear corner. Right side tires are on. This will be a 4-tire contender Larry Foyt.
Something wrong with Randy LaJoy.
Something is wrong with Randy LaJoy.
Yeah, he was real slow in the backstretch, Steve. He's cruised around to pit road, but he got way off pace from the back straightaway, already a lap down. Dick Berggren?
Randy LaJoy is out of gas. He has no fuel pressure. Out of gas. It's early for that to happen.
There's something wrong. I mean, well, he should not be out of gas.
Larry, think back, you know, NASCAR has really clamped down on these fuel cells and the fuel cell containers. And so these cars aren't holding the 20,
how many
3,
gallons
4,
there?
or 5, or whatever they use. Whatever they used to hold.
They're supposed to hold 22 gallons.
Well, I'd always call in. I'd say, hey, guys, you get it full? And they'd say, no, we didn't get but 2 cans in it.
Yeah, but I also remember Bill France asking you, how come you get better fuel mileage than everybody? You said, I got more.
I got more. That's right.
Yeah, the hood's up here on the 7 car, so I got to believe there was more problems. Boy, here's Jeff Green. He's just picking them up and laying them down. He's moved into the 7th, moved into the 6th place position, going by the green 37 of Kevin Grubb.
Oh, now's when those tires that he got are really paying dividends, because these other guys are out, and he's still got 20 lap advantage on them.
Another disadvantage to short pitting under green, Darrell, is pit road starts almost in turn 4, and it don't end till turn 2, half the racetrack, and you have to run 45 miles an hour. You can lose 2 laps just on the trip down pit road, not including the pit stop.
Oh, yeah, it's the most agonizing trip in the world when you start down pit road under green.
Pit road starts right there. There it is right there. We'll show you where they come off pit road. And again, these cars out here running 140-something miles an hour. You're on 45 miles an hour. Ends right there, turn 2.
That's why you don't want to pit under the green if you can help it.
Matt, what's wrong with Randy LaJoy?
Well, Rollie Rogers and the crew are under the hood. They think there may be a hole in the valve cover. They're looking around the cold air box area. They've got a few rags trying to stick it in there. A lot of guys going to work. But the car was silent. They fired it, and then it stalled again. They're still working on the 7.
Blaze Alexander on pit road. Scheduled stop.
One thing about the tire, excuse me there, one thing about the tire, we talked about 3 sets. Now, what you change under green don't go against your 3 sets. Those 3 sets is only under caution.
Exactly. You can put all you want to on under green. Of course, you're going to lose 2 laps, but there's a price for everything.
Yeah, and no amount of tires is going to get you those 2 laps back.
No, not unless you just get the cautions right, and that doesn't happen very often.
123 laps to go. Todd Bodine out front of Bobby Hamilton Jr. Mike McLaughlin, Greg Biffle, Kenny Wallace, Jeff Green up to the 6th spot. You're watching the NASCAR Busch Series on FX.
Oh, baby, Tough Man brings out its best as we revisit LT's historic fight. The Best of Tough Man 2001, Friday at 10 on FX.
The H&R Block $1 Million giveaway is huge, right? You know, but we're tax professionals, you know. We're staying focused.
There's a schedule fee here somewhere.
Enter by using H&R Block for your tax preparation, or just log on to hrblock.com. You can win $1 million. It's a lot of money. If you're into that sort of thing, you know.
Your car never nags. It never complains about how much time you spend with the guys. It thinks a little gas is a good thing. Here's to the perfect relationship.
Briefcase.
Need new tires? Our 35,000-mile tires are 4 for just 99 bucks. Pep Boys, one more reason cars like us, people love us.
There's a new star rising. The fans are raving. This one's going to be legendary. When you're the next big thing, everybody wants you. Even Kobe Bryant.
Introducing the next big thing from McDonald's. It's the Big and Tasty.
We love to see you smile.
80 laps complete. Most of the teams have yet to make their first green flag pit stop. Scott Wimmer is in. Very talented rookie. Lots expected of him this season, driving for Bill Davis. And again, these are green flag pit stops. There's 26. Bobby Hamilton Jr. 6 seconds behind Todd Bodine, the leader.
And Todd Bodine, he's in the catbird seat as far as strategy. He don't have to be the first one to commit. He's got a 6 1/4 second lead. He can let somebody else make that move and not get burnt by a caution flag.
But the way he's been going, you know, been awful hard on his automobile there. He's been running some pretty fast times and been out front the whole time.
And let's explain again about MRO Motor Racing Outreach on that car. That's not a sponsorship from the ministry to NASCAR teams. That's pretty much a tribute in what has been a real trying week.
We got the first commitment to pit road here. I believe Jeff Purvis. He's on pit road.
Purvis is the 14th place car. You ride with him. 45 miles an hour. Gosh, that looks slow.
Comes Tony Raines. He's down. Here comes, is that Biffle?
Purvis is pitted way around the curve into turn 1.
No, it's Chad Little, 74 car.
No strategy here. 4 tires, I would say, isn't it, Dick Berger?
They are going to do 4 tires, Larry McReynolds. This guy, remember, led the most laps at the Daytona 500, wound up crashing toward the tail end of it, almost won it. He thinks he's owed one, and today might be his day. A good stop for Purvis.
Real good stop, 15.8 seconds. Real good pit stop for that group.
Chad Little getting 4 tires as Kevin Grubb peels off the banking. The 9th place driver comes in. Last caution we had was lap 21, but hardly anyone pitted. So this is the first green flag stop of the day. Are you surprised that these tires have gone this long?
Well, you know, again, the problem at Rockingham, yeah, they've wore before, but to give you an example, Todd Bodine leading the race just led it at 26.65 seconds. Qualifying was in the mid-23s. They are 3 seconds slower, so it's as much give up as it is wear out.
One of the things I remember last year here, they said, oh, we can't run about 75 laps, and Mark Martin went 90 laps.
Yeah,
so, they always get more than they said they can.
Kevin Grubb on pit road. This is also going to be a 4-tire change, and this is set the tone for this round of green flag stops. You can bet everybody is going to take 4 tires. Now all these guys who have already taken their tires can hope for is that we don't get a caution flag. To Jeff.
Yeah, Dick. One of the things I'm seeing, guys, is that we keep talking about the pit stops and how critical they are. Larry brought out the fact 3 seconds slow from what they did for qualifying. But the other thing is, when you go back out on fresh tires, you're going to pick up 2 or more seconds a lap on all these guys. So if you have a really fast pit crew, you're 10 seconds behind. By the time he stops, you're going to be leading this race, and you might be watching that Purvis car. He'll be leading this thing when it cycles back through.
Mike Dillon's in. Ashton Lewis is in. The 57, Jason Keller, is in as you watch the battle for second place. 77, Kelly Denton is on pit road, and Sean Studer. And now the 66 coming down the lane, Tim Fedor.
There's so much difference when you come in. Cars got new tires, old tires, like we're talking about, that that's when you most likely can have a caution. These cars with new tires will run up on the back of a car that has old tires, and nobody knows which way they're going to go.
Just look how much faster these fresh tires are right here. You saw the black car, the green car there, Kevin Grubb. Again, right now they're 2.5 seconds faster, and the real job of the spotter for the cars that has the wore out tires is letting him know a car's coming that fast to him.
Oh, yeah.
It'll get to you and hit you before you know what happens.
McLaughlin's in. 3rd place car. Steve is there.
And Mike McLaughlin coming to the attention of his big crew. Tim Schutz, the crew chief, will also change front tires. Jay Gennari on the rear tires. Randy Davis is the gas man. Jeff Bender is the jack man. To the left side of the car, good stop on the right side. Lug nuts are off the left side. No chassis adjustment to the number 20 of Mike McLaughlin. The gas is in. Good stop for Mike McLaughlin.
Good stop for McLaughlin. He's away. Back out on the speedway. Meanwhile, batter for 3rd shapes up. Jeff Green has caught Greg Biffle.
Jeff Green has come from about 37th place about 60 laps ago. Here he's going by Greg Biffle. I believe Greg Biffle's going to be on pit road here, though.
Jeff's passed just about everybody in the field.
He's going to join Jimmy Johnson this lap in the pit lane, along with Sammy Sanders. Now, Biffle's pitted all the way down around the curve in turn 1. They lengthened pit road here so that teams would not have to be at a disadvantage pitting on the backstretch. Everyone uses the one pit lane, but it extends all the way around into turn 1 here.
And the spotter is talking to him all the way down through there. Keep it on 4,200, whatever the RPM might be. Here comes Jeff Green on pit road, too.
And that uh-oh is for Mike McLaughlin, too fast down pit road.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's so slow.
Dick Berggren.
Greg Biffle is on pit road for 4 much needed tires. The left rear corner of his race car is damaged. He has contacted someone on the speedway. You can see tire marks on it. This crew, not the same crew that took him to a championship in the Truck Series last year.
Leader is in, Steve.
Dick, Todd Bodine's in. They're going to change 4 tires. They've also adjusted the air pressure on this car. Todd said it's been just a little bit tight. Remember, he's got 7 Winston Cup starts on this racetrack. Billy Wilson on the front tires. Kenny Horton changes the rear tires. Jeff Green is also down and away. Left side tires going on the 00 of Todd Bodine. A little bit slow on the left rear. Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
The second place car of Bobby Hamilton Jr. is in his pit box. A 4-tire stop. The car was just a tick tight, but they were afraid that if they adjusted, they might over-adjust the car. He's very pleased. A little bit slow in the rear. He's out of the way. Dick?
Kenny Wallace on pit road. He has finished 2nd, 3rd, and 5th here at Rockingham, but he has never won. A real nice pit stop for Kenny Wallace.
Trouble on Andy Santerre's pit stop. He took off before they were done with the left side tires, and now he's going to lose a couple of laps under green. Tough break for the main driver.
The 60's all over the back of the 10, or the 10's all over the back of the 60. They've been racing each other real hard. Here comes Brian Newman down pit road.
He had actually inherited the lead when all the other leaders pitted, but now he's on pit road again. You can't sit out there and run on those old tires and everybody else on fresh tires.
Matt?
The 02 car going down pit road, now getting himself back into sequence with everyone. He skids to a stop. The 02 car in his box. A 4-tire stop. Don Miller calling the shots from top of the pit box as the guys come around to the left side of the car. The second can of gas goes in. His car was very tight and happy hour. They've worked all weekend trying to get this car to his liking. He likes a very neutral race car, and now he's down and away.
So we're just about cycled through green flag pit stops. Now watch what happened to Mike McLaughlin on the stop-and-go penalty for being too fast down pit road. Whoa! Almost got into the 43 of Jay Sauter leaving the pit.
Now, whose shoulders do I put that on? I'm the crew chief for Mike McLaughlin. One of the very things you got to look at, you got to look down pit road, let your driver know what's coming down pit road. Make him aware of what's going on back there.
Well, he's frustrated for that stop and go, and he probably wasn't even paying any attention to what the spotter said.
55, Mark Green may have just brushed the wall up in turns 1 and 2, but manages to keep it going and keep it under control. So our leader is car number 63, Shane Hall, who made his pit stop back at lap 23. We'll be right back here on FX.
This is the kind of shoot that can make history.
It was a military exercise that went wrong. It was a Navy cover-up.
What happened in that gun turret?
That only one man had the power to stop. James Caan.
This goes way beyond disloyalty. You're the captain of the island. What you say will carry more weight than anything.
A glimpse of hell based on a true story. Premiere Sunday.
The green flag has dropped on the 2001 NASCAR season, and you can support your favorite driver or team and not have to go to the track. 07 Racing Collectibles, the area's most established racing memorabilia dealer, has the most complete selection of racing apparel and novelty items. Everything from hats, shirts, and team jackets with the latest designs in youth and adult sizes. And die-cast collectors can find all the recent releases at 07 Racing. Make a pit stop today at 07 Racing Collectibles, 3125 East Main Street, Endwell.
Notice to the general public. Government now hiring in your district. Applications for federal employment will be made available on Thursday, March 1st for clerical, administrative, and law enforcement positions with starting pay of up to $14 to $20 per hour. Non-experienced and experienced may apply on Thursday, March 1st only, 10 a.m. or 2 p.m. or 6 p.m. at the Holiday Inn Arena, 2 Holy Street, Binghamton. Employment applications and orientation manuals provided with a $5 fee. Bring a pen and be on time. Absolutely no phone calls or late arrivals.
Keep America safe from all foreign bodies.
You listen to me, comrade. I think you're full of Bolsheviks.
Son of the Beach. All new episodes premiere March 13th.
Lead changes. 00 Todd Bodine moves past the number 36 of Hank Parker Jr. Parker had assumed the lead during pit stops. He and the 63 of Shane Hall. Hall is pitting now.
He was about 2 seconds faster than him on those fresher tires.
And what he knows now, though, is when he pits, he's going to go a lap down.
Show you what happened moments ago to Todd Bodine.
Now, Larry, you got to admit, that's a good handling race car right there.
Yes, it is. He's all over the bottom of that white line.
When you're under the white line.
This is going off through turn 2 right here.
What's this? He's out on the apron. I mean,
oh, yeah.
That baby is handling when she'll get down there like that.
That's the worst nightmare for a car that good is lap traffic. There you see Chad Chapin in the 25 car, and that was Jay Salter in the 43 car.
Yeah, that's old tires, new tires. You run up on them so fast, you can't, you know where to go.
The 86 being pushed to the garage area, Sean Studer's car. Let's update what happened to the Daytona winner, the two-time champ of the series, Randy LaJoie. Here's Matt.
I've caught up with Wally Rogers, a crew chief of Randy LaJoie. Wally, you looked at several different things under the hood. What was the problem?
We had a valve cover fitting brake on the valve cover on the left side. It's a shame, you know, the Kleenex Chevrolet was running real good. We were hoping to get a nice top finish and on the big.
A tough break for the 7 car. He's now 5 laps down, Mike.
Hank Parker Jr. went 104 laps before making his pit stop. Stayed out there, led a few laps.
Well, the leader's got his work cut out for him right now. I wouldn't want to be driving that doubles. Well, it would be, but I wouldn't want to be looking at what he's got to look at.
But he's got a 6-second lead. He's got to pick and choose when he goes by these guys. You just can't push the envelope. I mean, look at that mess in front of him. He's going to have to try to take them one at a time as he gets to them.
And they're all battling as hard as they can
to stay on the lead lap.
You bet.
Yeah.
Well, let's let you enjoy a little pure American power and let the pictures tell the story. So take your surround sound here and just crank it up a bit. Working underneath the 92 of Jimmy Johnson to put him a lap down, picking his way through traffic. We mentioned problems on Andy Santerre's pit stop. It was just a crew miscommunication that they dropped the jack too soon. When that jack comes down, that's the driver's signal to go, and he did, but like I said, it was a miscue.
Yeah, normally they say go, go, go.
Well, our leader, he's in all kinds of mess down there in turn 4, coming off turn 4. He ran up on a car, looked like he was 80 miles an hour faster than him.
And he might have been.
A lot of times they'll say, go, 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 Mike. But really they're saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. You get real confused sometimes.
That cost Andy 2 laps. He's back to 30th spot. Three cautions today, and they all came early. Lap 2, 8, and 21. That'll slow average speed to 117 miles an hour. Only 12 laps of caution, but it took a while to get this one underway. 5 different leaders, 5 lead changes. Some of that happening through the cycling of green flag pit stops.
You know, you see the 02 car there. We've been talking about him a little bit today, Ryan Newman. He has an engineer degree from Purdue University, and Don Miller told me that when they went to hunt a crew chief for him, they went to an IndyCar team and got an engineer, Matt Borland. Again, another one on the team that's 30 years or younger. And both these guys, he said they felt like with both of them being engineers, they could talk the same language.
Yeah, and you figure he's in 12th place after spinning out on the opening laps, and he's worked his way back to 12th place. They're doing a pretty darn good job.
Also, Larry, they both came from open wheel racing. Newman came out of the USAC Silver Crown or Silver Bullet Series. That number 02, car owner Roger Penske used in the early 1960s in stock car racing and won a NASCAR race at Riverside, California in 1963. The division that is now Winston West. Roger won in an 02 car.
I wasn't there. I was not there.
His car's really rotating through the corner, gets a good bite off the corner. They're going to keep Ryan pretty busy this year. Along with 14 Busch Grand National races, he's going to run 5 ARCA races, which he won the ARCA race at Daytona, and 7 Winston Cup races. Boy, here's Greg Buffalo getting behind Scott Wimmer in a 23 car.
Yeah, it was Greg Bumper there for a minute.
They doing the Rockingham rock and roll, buddy. They don't running over each other or didn't know which way to go.
Well, this is the battle for 4th place. Biffle very aggressive, and Wimmer is the Cinderella story of this season so far.
Man, that 49 car was just a roadblock for Biffle.
Yeah.
He blasted through it.
Yeah, not intentionally. He was trying to just hold the middle of the racetrack. And Bobby Hamilton has now caught that pack.
I think we saw Kenny Wallace there give him a little point like, look, make your mind up which way you want to go with this race car.
That's right.
There's Kenny Wallace underneath Scott Wimmer, and here comes Andy Santerre. Let's show you this one again. Yeah, this is worth repeating. From Kenny Wallace.
This is going down the backstretch off turn 2.
Yeah. Pick a lane. Get over there. Man. Get over there. Pick a lane.
That's how we communicate.
All right, Todd Bodine with a 6-second lead. Kevin Grubb is now the 2nd place car. Jeff Green up to 3rd. Greg Biffle is 4th. Kenny Wallace is 5th. Scott Wimmer there in 6th. Hamilton in 7th. Purvis, then Tony Raines, and Kevin Harvick rounds out the top 10. Past halfway, 78 laps to go here at the Rock. Busch Series today, Winston Cup tomorrow. Here's the way they're running. Coming up to complete 120 laps here on FX.
I grew up around racing. I started racing go-karts. I got my first one actually for kindergarten graduation. From that point on, it's been pretty much all I've done and been around for my whole life.
Kevin, we had watched him for a couple of years or 3 years out on the West Coast running, and he's the kind of driver that we really like, the style. He's got a great future in front of him.
Just be better than we were last year when we started. We think we can do that, and we're working hard to attain those goals, and we'll see what happens when it all starts in Daytona.
The H&R Block $1 Million giveaway is huge, right? You know, but we're tax professionals, you know. We're staying focused.
There's a schedule fee here somewhere.
Enter by using H&R Block for your tax preparation, or just log on to hrblock.com. You can win $1 million. It's a lot of money. If you're into that sort of thing, you know.
Hi, I'm Ken Butler, president of Aaron's Sales and Lease Ownership, proud sponsor of the Aaron's 312.
It's the Busch Series race with the drama of 12 extra miles. Ah, but here's why the race is called the Aaron's 312.
Because of the 3 great reasons to get the products you dream about from Aaron's.
1, everyone is pre-approved. 2, everyone gets the guaranteed lowest price.
And 3, Aaron's 12-month lease ownership.
Get it? The Aaron's 312. Aaron's 312 is for everyone, everywhere. So let Aaron's drive your dreams home.
Todd Bodine has worn them out today. He has led all but 10 laps. For this race, Jeff Green now 2nd. Kevin Grubb in 3rd. Greg Biffle, Kenny Wallace, the top 5.
And Bodine's car has not slipped, slid. He has put that car on the apron. He's won the outside. He's been everywhere. The car has just been handling perfectly for him. Look at that. Everybody's looking for a place to run. They're all over the track, high, low, in the middle.
This is a battle for fourth. Biffle in the red 60, Kenny Wallace in the blue and white 48, especially down in 3 and 4. This is coming off turn 2. Biffle runs right up the racetrack. Kenny Wallace
Whoa!
Trouble. It's all caused of that white car.
That 46 of Ashton Lewis was slow coming around turn 4. The blue 33 of Tony Raines checked up, and somebody just turned him around.
Yeah, that 46 was up in the middle of the track going about 15 miles an hour. I guess he couldn't get down.
Caution is out. Fourth one today. Todd Bodine got through there okay. The 33 did not. He got pile driven from behind. Darrell, with the glare, it must be tough to see more than a car in front of you, though.
This track is notorious for pecking up your windshield. The sand on this racetrack will really sandblast the windshield, and we'll probably see some guys pull some tear-offs.
It was Rich Bickle that got into the side of Raines and turned him around. You see how slow, but Lewis was going well up on the racetrack. Don't understand that.
Yeah, they may have been checking up because of the 46 running slower there, and that may have been what caused it. And pit road's going to be busy, guys. It's 4 tires for everybody.
Steve?
Todd Bodine's coming down to the attention of Gary Cogswell's crew. They're going to make a pretty big chassis adjustment here, a round of wedge out of the right rear. They'll also make a slight air pressure adjustment, get that car tightened up a little bit. Right side tires on. One tire gets away. Right side tires on. Crew comes around to the left side. Stop taking a little bit longer than they want to. And thus far, nobody's taken the wedge wrench. Now it comes out. They make the adjustment. Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
The 26 car already in, a 4-tire stop for Bobby Hamilton Jr. He was complaining his car was just a tick loose going into the corner, so they added 1 pound of air. Right behind is the 02 of Ryan Newman. A 4-tire stop for Ryan Newman. His car was neutral. No major adjustments. He's down and away.
A lot of pit stops under this caution. It's coming around to try and get back up on the lead lap. It would be the 66 car.
Now, Mike, you might say, why did they do anything to the 00 car? He's leading the race in the class of the field, but that's a sharp driver. He knows the track gets looser and looser and looser as you run to the end of this race. You got to keep tightening up. Otherwise, you'll get caught at the end with the car not handling right.
Dick Berggren?
Well, Jeff Green and Kevin Grubb both came in and took 4 tires. They both had virtually identical stops, but Green managed to get away from it earlier, so he's got better track position. Mike?
Jeff Green back on track. And things about like they were before the pit stops as they come around under caution. This one for the spin by Tony Raines, slowing to avoid Ashton Lewis. He was spun unintentionally by Rich Bickle. We'll be right back.
A terrible tragedy. A naked cover-up. James Caan. This goes way beyond his loyalty. A Glimpse of Hell. Premieres March 18th on FX.
Come on, people, let's grab some wingy. KFC's new spicy barbecue thingy. Little sweet honey make my tummy singy. Then smoked jalapeno on a long, slow stingy. Each one I eat, my belt goes dingy. Don't clip the last wing. Next time, bring your own. Today, 20 for $6.99, 8 for just $2.99. But not for long.
Refreshing as a mountain stream. Head for the mountains of Busch beer.
Never once did your car ask you for jewelry or flowers. Never once did it ask you if it looks fat, or did it get mad at you for leaving the seat up. Your car always gives you exactly what you want. Doesn't it deserve something special in return?
Welcome back to North Carolina Speedway, getting set for the restart. Things looking a lot like they did before the caution, except that Todd Bodine's 6-second lead is evaporated, and the field is all now nose to tail. Jeff Hammond.
And yes, sir, right now we've got ourselves a whale of a race getting ready to form up, because now Jeff Green has gotten himself in a position now where he can actually put some pressure on Todd Bodine. Todd's had a really great race car all day, but since the very beginning of this race, he has pretty much had his way. Now he's got some competition with the 2 cars right behind him. Back to you, Mike.
Gonna get busy.
Yeah, these lap cars are always, that's going to be the deciding factor here to what kind of jump Todd gets and whether Jeff can get after him right away or not. And here we go.
Good restart for Bodine.
That's exactly what he wanted. You saw the black 20 car trying to get his lap back. Mike McLaughlin, he jumped up in between Todd Bodine and Jeff Green. Boy, there you see Tim Feedaway. He's fighting to try to get his lap back as well in the 66 car.
Yeah, Green did not. Green went in the first turn there, and he must have real low air pressure because the car washed right up the racetrack. He's coming back now, but he let a lot of lap cars get between him and the leader.
Well, he just lost second place to Kevin Grubb in the green car, the green 37 car.
You know what's funny? They're side by side. McLaughlin and Feedowa are both former teammates of Todd Bodine. Former.
You know, drivers never think of stuff like that they were a former teammate.
Okay.
What's that song, How Do You Like Me Now?
Yeah. A little different than last season.
That's right. That's right.
I agree. All right, Grubb has cleared McLaughlin, and now Jeff Green to the inside of McLaughlin's number 20. But still one lap car. Feedowa separates them from the leader.
Saw Jeff Green run up on the back of the 37. Kevin Grubb got him a little bit loose over there in turn 2. Wiggled there, coming up off the corner.
Lost a lot of momentum, and the 20 car closed back up. But I tell you, Green's got a fast car. He just gets the tires a little pressure up, and he'll be up there.
2 more fast ones coming. Jimmy Johnson's 92 and Bobby Hamilton Jr. Don't count them out.
No, Bobby Jr. is he's been fast the whole race. And I'm sure his daddy's up there talking to him right now, telling him better stand on the boy. We ain't got much time left.
Kenny Wallace may still have a shot at this as well, right behind Hamilton.
You see how bad the glare is the afternoon. The windshield gets sandblasted. We're in the sand hills, and then the sun starts shining through, and you can't see nothing getting off in these corners.
Kevin Grubb, he just kind of pulled over and let Jeff Green go by. Looked to me like he said, I'm not going to race you right now, my friend.
You're riding with Kenny Wallace right up behind Bobby Hamilton Jr.
Now here's where it gets the worst, is you drive down into turn 1. That's where the sun's going down. Get that little bit of glare right there. Really makes it hard to see and hard to judge.
Yeah, tomorrow it's even worse because you get later in the day and the sun's just right directly in your eyes. Everybody knows this is their best opportunity, and everybody's driving the wheels off these things right now.
Wallace underneath Hamilton.
Still running those different lines. Bobby Hamilton in the 26 car. He's been running the high line. There he goes up the racetrack. Kenny Wallace in this car right here we're looking out of, down to the bottom. Normally on fresh tires, the bottom line's the best way around.
And Wallace takes over 4th place.
Well, Kenny said he liked his car. It's running good. He qualified well, so he might be able to find his way to the front. He's not that far back.
Kevin Harvick on the move. He's in 9th place, chasing Jeff Purvis there, the black and green Pontiac. We're looking back from Purvis at Kevin Harvick. Ryan Newman is right behind Harvick. Matt?
Mike, not only is he 0-2 Roger Penske's old number, but Roger Penske's actually up on top of the press box spotting for young Ryan Newman. The problem for Newman right now is tendency is to drive the car too deep into the corner. Something he used to do in the open wheel days, which works well there, but not here at Rockingham in a push car. Keeps telling him, float the car in, float the car in. And when he listens, they pick up about a 10th in the corners, but when he doesn't, they lose that time. Currently, he's 10th. He's called Rusty Wallace numerous wins, hoping to help young Ryan Newman pick up a top 5 or even a victory today.
Newman getting pressured by Jason Keller now in 57.
One of the hardest things for a driver to believe is that you can let off early and slow down and go faster. That's what we always preach. Slow down and go faster. Back off and pick the throttle up early.
Now you ride with Jeff Purvis trying to close up on Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, where you beat people at Rockingham, Darrell, and you run numbers of races, you don't beat them getting in the corner.
No.
You beat them by getting back to that throttle and coming off the corner.
That's exactly right.
Harvick, who drives on the Busch Series for Richard Childress, will be driving Childress's car tomorrow in the Winston Cup race. Here's Jason Keller getting past Ryan Newman. This is for 10th place.
I don't think Newman is particularly happy with his car. He's done a great job of fighting his way back into the top 10 or 12 here, but hadn't really had a car like we expected him to when he qualified outside pole.
We've seen the last two entrances of the corner. He did it right there. He drove it off too far, and there you see Jamie McMurray in the blue 27 getting under him. He gets the momentum going back down the straightaway. But right here, see how far he drives it off in the corner. You can't do that at Rockingham.
There's White, right up the hill.
Up the hill she goes.
The only way you can do it, people can tell you, you just got to keep experiencing it. Finally, it'll sink in. I don't believe this works.
You know what I think? I think I'd put me a rev limiter on that thing and let it cut itself off.
See here, McMurray fights to get underneath him. That now has a run.
The rev limiter, if you put the chip in there that would cut the engine off, say at 8,200, about halfway down the straightaway, it starts to cut the engine off, and he wouldn't drive in the corner so hard.
It starts to kill cylinders.
Yeah, it's an old Indian trick.
Caution is out. Well, we're told there's debris on the racetrack.
Pierre.
Jacques.
Pierre Debris. You've heard of me. Very famous.
Waiting for an indication as to where. However, on the run to the caution, the 66 of Tim Fedowa did get back on the lead lap.
Now, that's Todd's old car, and Todd's leading the race. And
remember, 66 got up right behind him to keep those guys at bay, so there may be something to that ex-teammate thing.
There might be.
Darrell.
Thank you very much.
All right, the pits are not yet open. Will we have stops?
Well, we've got 15 cars on the lead lap. It is Rockingham, and we got 50 laps to go. As a crew chief, I want me some tires on that thing.
If I have tires in the pit, I'm going to come and get them.
And a lot of them do, because some of them change tires under green.
Yeah. I think if I had 4 down there, I'd use them right now.
The track truck is wandering around here looking for a piece.
There he comes. And everybody have to follow him. Todd Bodine is on pit road. You got to follow him. If he comes, you got to come with him.
First of all, if I was back in the 10 car or any of those cars, Kenny Wallace, I'd want to try to make my car better.
I believe all 15 cars on the lead lap pitted.
Oh, yeah. I want to make my car better right now because I got to stay with that 00. If that set of tires you told me you've been saving, our best set, put them on now.
That's what I'm putting on.
Steve Burns.
And trouble on the right side, the right rear tire. They're on the left side now, but the rear tire changer had a tough time. But no chassis adjustments. Sidney Berger.
Jim Green had hoped to stay out on this round. They had talked about doing that, but once the rest of the leaders decided they were coming in, Green decided to come in too. He's had a good pit stop. He's already off pit road. 4 tires. He's gone.
There was a piece of debris in the front straightaway. It was in the it was in the low racing groove. After the caution came out, the 49 car of Robbie Faggart ran over it, turned it into about 3 pieces of debris, and now the rest of it is being picked up. So caution out for the 5th time today here at the Rock. Pit stops continue. You're watching NASCAR on FX.
We're here at Concord Motor Speedway. This is where I got my start. It's the first time I ever drove a real race car here, an old orange Malibu. People Magazine, one of my more proud moments. You can see I'm trying to flex my arm, trying to show I'm a little, buff, and one of the sexiest athletes. Brad Pitt here's on the cover. In this racing deal, we have so many ups and downs and a whole lot of downs. Anytime I've got the chance to smile or be happy, I'm going to try to be happy.
Cable television from Time Warner, where great entertainment is always in vogue. Every day on Bravo, the Film and Arts Network. Innovative and award-winning documentary programs, original series, studio and international film, theater, dance, and music performances of world renown. With so many choices and so much convenience, all at the touch of a button. Why would you look to anyone else? Bravo on Time Warner Cable.
Add new life to your truck at Ron's Van & Truck Center. From truck caps to bedliners, they've got you covered. Ron's Van and Truck Center is your sport utility vehicle headquarters. No matter what your vehicle, Ron's Van and Truck Center has the accessories for you. Running boards, bug shields, window visors, grill guards, floor mats, trailer hitches, and more. Stop by now for your free accessories catalog. Ron's Van and Truck Center, 3126 Pearl Street, Enwell, next to the State Police. Call 748-8550.
This is a racing event, a private racing event that could be ideal for your company. Northgate Speedway now offers complete racing packages perfect for corporate events. Reserve your spot today. Enjoy the excitement of oval racing with Northgate's exciting bandit cars, or choose bullet racing on Northgate's Grand Prix course. While you race, enjoy a private lunch or dinner trackside. You choose the menu, and we do all the work. Your next employee function, company gathering, or corporate event can be special. Hold it here. Call Northgate Speedway today.
Oh, baby, Tough Man brings out its best as we revisit LT's historic fight. The Best of Tough Man 2001, Friday at 10 on FX.
50 laps to go in the Alltel 200 here at the North Carolina Speedway. Our Napa race summary shows 5 leaders, 6 lead changes, average speed 139 miles an hour, and 17 cars still on the lead lap as we go back to green. New leader, 02, Ryan Newman. Then Jeff Green, Todd Bodine, Kenny Wallace, and Bobby Hamilton Jr.
He's not going to lead it for long. There goes Jeff Green in the yellow 10 car. And Ryan Newman went from 10th to leading the race, and I feel like them boys may have only changed 2 tires. That will not work at Rockingham.
Not a good plan.
There he's falling back to 3rd, fixing to go back to 4th. So, no, it don't work here. No substitute for them new Snuggies.
That makes your sponsor happy momentarily.
What did you call him yesterday in practice? Feel Goods?
Mr. Feel Goods, that's it.
New set of tires.
That'll fix all your ailments.
Look at this log jam entering turn 3.
Whoa, 3 wide.
Kevin Harvick in the middle. Greg Biffle goes
4 wide.
through.
They are 4 wide. Can't believe it. Matt, what happened with Ryan Newman?
Mike, they decided not to pit for tires, period, because if you recall, they spun early in the race and used up 1 set under caution. Now, by not pitting for tires, they gain track position. Also, they have 1 set of tires left to get a late caution.
Well, gain in track position was only temporary.
Yeah, and there's 17 cars on the lead lap, and if you're the only cat that's got tires, so what?
Yeah, you're going to be 17th when you go to get that last set. Well, Newman will try to hold on. He's trying to hold off Bobby Hamilton Jr. right now. Back at 4th place as you ride with Jeff Purvis in 10th, looking ahead at Greg Biffle.
I don't think there's any question they might get a caution here in a minute, but I don't know if the tires are going to do him any good.
He's losing spot after spot on those. And again, those tires didn't have many laps on them. Look here. Jimmy Johnson in the 92 runs all over the back of him in the middle of 1 and 2.
Well, of course, I think that the spotter is probably telling you, look, these guys got better tires than you have. Just hang in there, and maybe they'll come back to you.
Now, the 20 went past him. That's McLaughlin, who is still 1 lap down. Now Kevin Harvick going by. Jimmy Johnson's made it past, and Greg Biffle is right behind Harvick.
You know, we talked about Greg Biffle earlier having a little wreck in practice yesterday. This is the car that Jeff Burton has used here in the past. So, again, he's getting not only the setup from those guys from the Roush cars, but a car that Jeff Burton dominated with here till he got snookered on the last restart in October.
Now, Biffle only has 27 laps on those tires, but what a difference.
Yeah, you got to have tires. I hate to talk about tires all the time, but that's the key to success.
Harvick and Biffle running 5th and 6th. Let's go back up front where Jeff Green has been able to hold a margin on Todd Bodine of about half a second.
Now, when you're out front like Todd was, you just run your own race and kind of ease down in the corner, pick up the throttle, and you're just pulling away from people. Now, all of a sudden, you've got to chase somebody, and it looks like the shoe's on the other foot. Green's sitting up there just kind of cruising, and Todd is overdriving his car.
Todd has 11 top 10s in 16 starts here, Steve.
Todd lost 2 positions on pit road, Mike. When I mentioned when they stopped, the right rear tire changer had a problem. A lug nut came loose. They had to put it back on and tighten it because one of the NASCAR inspectors was standing right there looking at it. He lost 2 positions on pit road.
Folks, Hank Parker just side slammed Ryan Newman between turns 3 and 4. Parker wanted the bottom groove, and Newman was kind of in it, so it was a slam and slide up up the hill.
Mike, he could easily go a lap down here. You can get lapped here so quick you don't know what happened. Probably in about 20 laps, and if something doesn't give here pretty quick, that man's in trouble.
Well, in 10 laps, he's fallen back to 9th position from leading the race after the restart.
Lap cars also working their way past. You're riding with Clay Rogers, moving past Newman. Rogers, who's drives the 17 for Robbie Reiser's team, won that $65,000 Hooters Cup race at Concord, North Carolina. That's what got him a tryout for Reiser's team. They tried him, they liked him. Boy, he'll drive that car this year when Matt Tenzin can't.
Boy, Jeff Purvis had to get up all the way against the wall in the 18 car to get around Ryan Newman on the outside back in the last corner, turn 4.
Right now, the car is just, Newman's car is just out of control, and he's just trying to stay out of trouble. Trying to get low, and he can't. Somebody's behind him. He tries to move up, and they go around him on it. They're all over him, and there's nothing he can do.
Up in New England, we'd call that leaf peeping. You know, just kind of
leaf peeping.
Leaf peeping, looking around, looking at the leaves, the fall color, the foliage. Come on, folks.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Esquire. He's doing everything he can with that race car, Darrell. The one thing he just can't do is run it hard and run it fast.
No, and all the people around him got new tires, and so they're just running all over him and scaring him to death.
Yeah. About the battle between Kevin Harvick in the 2 and Bobby Hamilton Jr. in the 26. They're in 4th and 5th place. That's been interesting.
Bobby Jr. has had a great day. He has been right in the front and in the top 5 or 6 the whole run.
Going to split that slow car. 49 of Robbie Faggart and
another
go right
lap
back at it. The 16 of Sammy Sanders.
And here comes Biffle in the picture. This is for all the marbles, as they say. We're running out of laps, and everybody's working hard.
All that, and the 2 of Harvick still hung right with Hamilton.
He's running that car right around the bottom, about like Todd Bodine's been all day long. Watch him here, and they go in turn 1 and 2. Bobby Hamilton in the 26 all the way to the top. Greg Biffle going to follow him, but the 2 car, Kevin Harvick, right around the bottom.
When you can hang the bottom and pick up the throttle, you can really go right on around a guy.
3 wide off turn 2.
Well, they rubbed a little bit. Tim Fiedler in the 66. Jay Sauter in the 43 loses momentum.
And Jason Keller in 57 wisely backs out of it.
Sauter's used to rub it. You know, he was in that first wreck with that 11 car.
Back up front, Jeff Green, who has a 2nd and 2 wins in the last 3. Trouble in turn 1 and 2. One car way up there, gathers it back in without further incident. That was Elton Sawyer, number 98, who nearly got up and into the wall. We've had a lot of nearlies today.
Well, we have. Getting a crick in my neck.
He got together with Ryan Newman. And it was Sawyer almost into the fence, way up into the grave. When you see a lot of smoke up there,
watch this.
Stirring up the marbles.
Watch this right here. They're heading off in the corner.
There you see him, though, too, just running slower than everybody. They get together right there. Elton Sawyer just all the way to the top and gathers it back up.
Well, look, he's way up in the gray. He's still fighting it for control.
Well, once you get up there, you get sand and stuff, rubber all over your tires, and you really have no control over the car until you get down the back straightaway.
Nice save by Elton Sawyer. But he falls back to 16th place. We'll be right back to Rockingham. You're watching NASCAR on FX.
A terrible tragedy. A naked cover-up. James Caan. This goes way beyond his loyalty. A Glimpse of Hell. Premieres March 18th on FX.
There's a new star rising. The fans are raving. This one's going to be legendary. When you're the next big thing, everybody wants you. Even Kobe Bryant. Introducing the next big thing from McDonald's. It's the Big and Tasty.
Nice shot.
We love to see you smile.
You know, this is great.
start of the conversation. Go RVing. Life's a trip. Visit an RV dealer or call for a free video.
When you call your Bryant dealer, he'll be there. So whenever you need help with your heating, wherever you need it, your Bryant dealer will get it to you, whatever it takes.
Great place. Well, thanks.
Americans love power. And they love their high-performance Briggs & Stratton engines. That's why just about every neighborhood in America is a Briggs & Stratton neighborhood. Briggs & Stratton, the power that works for you.
Welcome back to the North Carolina Speedway. Mike Joy with Darrell Waltrip and Larry McReynolds. Inside of 30 laps to go. Jeff Green, defending series champion, leads here. A little piece of something hanging off the right rear of that car.
I believe it looks like a trash bag.
No, that's Jeff's tongue hanging out. Or else they run mud flaps, and I don't think they do that. No.
You know, guys, over the winter, a lot of people question this guy was the champion from last year. They run Chevrolets. They buckled their belts. They made a change to the Fords, and look at here. They picked up right where they left off in the last year, leading Rockingham.
Steve?
Well, Larry, talking to crew chief Harold Holly, he said that his team worked so hard. They've got 7 race cars built right now, trying to get 9 ready. He has 4 crewmen who got sick after Daytona. They have the flu. In fact, several of them sought medical attention here at the track yesterday.
Thanks, Steve. This has been the best battle of the last 5 laps. Scott Wimmer has worked over the left side of Bobby Hamilton Jr.'s 26. He's gotten up alongside him. He couldn't clear him. And then he got loose this time off turn 2 and had to fall back. About 6 laps ago, Hamilton, you could just about see the right side of the car. He got so loose off of 2.
Yeah, it's a couple of young bucks right there. I won't call them lions yet. I just say they're a couple of young bucks that are going after each other pretty heavy.
When do those young bucks become lions, Darrell?
When they win a race.
Okay, that's fair.
You got to throw them a little meat, you know, throw them something in the window every now and then, get them all fired up.
We could see Hamilton fighting that car coming off turn 4. He was pretty busy in there with that steering wheel.
If he's fighting it now and he's got about 20-odd laps to go here, he's going to have his hands full those last 10.
That battle is for 6th place, and Bill Davis, who owns that 23 car Wimmer, is in. What a stable of young drivers he's had that have gone on to become champions.
You know, Bill Davis had Jeff Gordon. He brought him into the sport and in the Busch Series. This kid looks a lot like a young Jeff Gordon in his driving and how he approaches things.
He had Mark Martin, he had Bobby Labonte, he had Randy LaJoie.
Our leader's backed up here in traffic, and Todd is closing up fast.
Look who he's fixing to put a lap down, and it's taken about 25 laps for those old tires to cost Ryan Newman going down a lap in the 02 car.
And there's Jamie McMurray continuing to battle with Jason Keller. This has also been a good one for the last 10 laps. This is 11th place at stake here.
It's one thing that 02 car doesn't lack, and that's straightaway speed. He pulled right past that 10 car down the straightaway, but can't seem to get can't get a run on him off the corner.
There's Keller's teammate Jeff Green putting Newman a lap down.
And look at here, the black car right on Jeff Green in the 00 fighting this lap traffic. He's caught him, took about 2 seconds back, but he's up on his rear bumper while Ryan Newman's trying to stay on the lead lap.
Jeff can't get to the bottom to get around Newman, and so Newman's running and keeping him pinned to the bottom, and it allowed Todd to close up.
Newman goes up the hill, and here comes Green and Todd Bodine.
Right there, Jeff needs to be wide open, and he can't hold it wide open because he pushes out into the 02.
And Ryan Newman doing everything he can with those old tires to stay on the lead lap. Todd Bodine's going to the bottom, going to try to get the lead here all the way below the white line, and they touch.
And Jeff Green did the smart thing. He pedaled it. He got out of town.
Yeah, he had to a wreck.
That's it. Somebody brushed the wall. Had to have been Newman. There was a bit of quick smoke there off turn 2.
It cost him the lead, and look how much distance it cost him.
It cost him the lead, but it saved him the race.
Yeah, he's still having, his car won't work around the bottom. There you go. I was wondering how long it's going to take him to figure out to go around the top. Newman would give him the top, but he just wouldn't give him the bottom.
Jeff?
Yeah, Mike, you notice right there on that right front, that little altercation over off of turn 2 has got the right front fender of Jeff Green's pushed in, and that's going to really hurt that car.
Here's another look at it.
Here's Jeff Green here in the yellow car. There you 3 wide. He just run out of racetrack. They sandwiched him in. Nowhere to go. He had to back out.
Yeah, Todd used Newman as a pick, really. He ran the 10 car right up in to the old 2, and used him for a pick.
Todd Bodine was lower than he could really go. He had the left side wheels on the apron.
Yeah, he just ran him up into the 02. But that fender can't be bent in much, because if it was, it'd be rubbing on the tire, and I don't see any smoke. Crash, crash, crash.
Turn 3, 2 cars in it.
It's Wimmer.
Wimmer is tied up with a 77 of Kelly Denton.
Slow car.
It was a great run going for Scott Wimmer.
Now Newman, where's he at? Is he going to be able to... Here they come. They're racing back around.
He's getting his lap back. He's going to get it back.
He got it.
He got it back. Go.
He got it back.
Now he has that one set of tires to get, so he will be the last car on the lead lap when we restart.
If I'm the spotter for Todd Bodine, if you've watched this whole race unfold, keep the 02 a lap down. Don't let him have that lap back.
No, I think not. Some good heads-up spotting there, Roger Penske, I think, helped him through that one.
And there is what is left of Scott Wimmer's right side.
Well, he was racing pretty aggressively.
And he had a strong car. Looked like he was en route to a top 10 finish. This will be the 6th caution of the day at lap 183. Wimmer getting tangled up with Kelly Denton. We'll show it to you in progress here.
No, he had that's happening up before he ever got to the corner.
Steve Burns.
Todd Bodine's going to come in, Mike. They're going to add a pound of air pressure to the tires. Make that final run to the stop. Let's see if it's 2 or 4. Todd Bodine comes to a stop. Billy Wilson on the front tire. Remember, they had a problem on the left or the right rear last stop. 2 car is also in of Kevin Harvick. It's going to be a 4-tire change for Todd Bodine. Tires going on the left side, and Todd Bodine is away. Let's go to Dick Berger.
Kenny Wallace is putting 4 fresh tires on his car. Jeff Green is out of fresh tires. He's going to have to make it do with what he's got. That's going to be a real liability. To Matt.
The strategy almost bit the 02, but it has paid off. Now he has 1 set of fresh tires to use in his final caution. 4 tires for Ryan Newman, just getting his lap back, and he is down and away.
So Jeff Green does not pit. Stays on the racetrack.
He can't.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any tires.
He can pit, but they've got nothing for him.
Exactly.
Get a drink of water.
Clean the windshield, and that's about it.
Get a drink of water.
And say, good luck, buddy.
Yeah.
13 laps to go. We'll be back to settle this one at The Rock. You're watching NASCAR on FX.
Push in the middle down there.
Okay, we'll get on it. John Andretti appreciates the surgical precision of the technicians who keep his car running on the track and on the street. And he knows that the pros who work on family cars demand quality auto parts from CarQuest.
How is everything, John? The car's great, but my back hurts.
So now what, I'm your doctor?
CarQuest Auto Parts, the professional choice.
At Wendy's, we'd like to make an important announcement. Our honey ham and chicken sandwich is back. With its big whole breast filet, creamy Dijon sauce, and 2 slices of honey ham, it makes a delicious sandwich. And you can thank Dave if you ever see him again. Wendy's honey ham and chicken. It's all the buzz.
4 identical cars. 4 identical engines. Only one running on new Haviland, our latest triumph in Haviland motor oil technology. And what difference does that make? Not only do you get unsurpassed performance, but tests show that with new Haviland under the hood, you get better gas mileage. Haviland. Add more life to your car.
you're ready to take your workout to the extreme, you're ready for Ripped Fuel from Twin Labs. Right now, save 20% on all Twin Labs sports products, only at GNC.
Busch Series Racing on FX, live from Las Vegas. If you play your cards right, you'll hit the jackpot. NASCAR on FX. Coverage begins next Saturday, 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific.
Welcome back to The Rock. Let's correct that the 77 Kelly Denton was not involved in that. It was a single car crash for Scott Wimmer. He may have cut down a tire to cause the spin. We're not sure. But Denton, it appeared he was involved, but he just slowed up to miss it. Today's Pep Boys trivia. What driver has won the most Busch Series races at Rockingham?
Duh.
Last year we called it Markingham, and for good reason. The answer, please. Mark Martin, 11 races.
I was going to have to call a friend or poll the audience. I didn't know which.
Yeah, I'll give you the 50-50 on that one.
Who's won the second most races here?
Nobody.
No, actually.
What's the prize before I answer that?
No, actually, Dale Earnhardt has won the second most races here.
Really?
4 races.
No kidding.
All right, let's get set for the restart. The leader is Jeff Green. He did not pit. Everybody behind him did.
Well, he's only going to have to hold them off for about 8 laps because they just gave 10. They're coming around. It'll be 9. I think we'll probably get 1 to go this time, so they're going to have 8 laps to shoot it out.
Talking about one guy right now feels helpless. It's Harold Hawley sitting on top of that box, knowing his driver does not have the tires necessary to get the job done, and he's very helpless right now, and I really feel sorry for him. I'm feeling for him, buddy.
Todd Bodine is way back at 6th on this restart. Jamie McMurray is 2nd. Elton Sawyer is 3rd. Kevin Harvick will be 4th. Kenny Wallace 5th. Todd Bodine will be 6th. And Greg Biffle 7th. Bobby Hamilton Jr., Jeff Purvis, and Kevin Grubb are the top 10. And the 66 got his lap back. Tim Fedewa, he's now 11th.
Yeah, and what Jeff is hoping is he gets the restart. He can hold them off down the back straightaway, come back to the flag under the quick caution.
All right, just one more time where everybody understands the reason he didn't pit is you only have 3 sets of tires you can change under caution. He was out. Now, the 27 car right behind him was in the same boat. That could be part of Jeff Green's salvation, is he's got a little bit of traffic in between them. But, boy, this is where when you're Harold Hawley, you start thinking about, wonder what I can do good for Las Vegas.
Yeah, long odds on Jeff Green right this minute. He has won 2 of his last 3 starts here. You know, he first raced here in 1990. Didn't post a top 5 finish until 1998.
Now remember, it'll be a single file restart. We're under 10 laps. No lap cars will be a factor here. Everybody's single file. Lead lap cars only to the front.
Clean them off, yeah. Clean them off. Clean them up.
To settle it.
Here we go.
Green flag.
Just told his driver, Jeff Green, give it all you got, but bring it home whole.
That's right.
Todd Bodine in the 0 car, 3 wide, going into turn 2, going by Kevin Harvick. This is fresh tires. He took advantage of it as soon as he could, going through 1 and 2.
Yeah, he got a great run off of turn 2, got him 3 wide down the back, and he will be on his way to victory.
Bodine just uncorked the bottle coming off turn 2, past 2 cars, and now goes for the lead. Todd Bodine rockets past Jeff Green for the lead.
Whoa, look at Kevin Harvick get loose off turn 2 in the blue 2 car.
Do you think Bodine surprised Harvick with that move last lap?
I think they did.
You know what? I don't think he had any idea he was there that fast.
Boy, Biffle is hanging on. He's loose as a goose, and he's got Kenny Wallace all over the back of him.
Todd Bodine says, I led this race. You guys are not going to take it from me. I'm going to get you while I can.
That's right. He is long gone.
Previous today, Bodine had led a total of 14 laps here. He's led all but, about 20 today. He's led 140 laps, so far, and we have 6 to go. And they're 4 wide in the front straightaway again. Look at this.
Boy, Ryan Newman.
Whoa, and they touched.
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
Newman got into Fedewa.
In the outside wall in 66.
Yep. Newman got.
Oh!
That car down on the bottom got tagged hard.
The caution is out.
We're racing back, and
because we may not get back under the green flag. Todd Bodine leads him back across the line. Harvick is 2nd, and Biffle beats Wallace across the line for 3rd. That's Elton Sawyer's car all torn up. Tim Fedewa Newman just croquet shot him as they went into turn 1.
Newman had those new tires on. He was trying to make time while he could.
And another crash up between turn 1 and 2 under the caution just now.
There's oil and water up there.
Kevin Grubb's been turned around. And there's Fidoa's car.
There's a lot of oil and water up here. Here goes David Green by the line here, all torn up.
Somebody just turned around Kevin Grubb under the caution. And it might have been Ryan Newman.
Cars, a lot of cars smoking, a lot of cars that got damage on them.
Okay, I think what NASCAR may do here, they did this last year, they're going to put the red flag out. We're going to see a green flag finish here.
The red flag is out, and the field is being halted in turn 3. The fans in the stand applaud this move because they didn't want to see this end under caution.
Jeff Green did.
Oh, good news. Tim Fido was all right because he took a hard shot. That's NASCAR official Chip Warren with him.
Yeah, he's a little shaken up. He's wobbling around a little bit there, but he is walking, and he's saying, I just want to get back to my truck, please.
He hit the wall and then got hit again. The cars are stopped in turn 3, and this race is halted. Jamie McMurray is trying to coast to pit road with a lot of damage.
See, a lot of them is parked at the top of the hill there. That way, if the cars don't crank, they can roll them off and get them jump started.
Let's see what happened here. Watch for the 02 and the 66.
You get 3 wide down the front right here, and that's really what starts all this. And then Newman tries to go in front of the 66. 66 catches the back of Elton Sawyer, turns him into the wall.
And Sawyer's going to get hit coming down the hill right
there. Got hit in the rear and turned around. That was probably McMurray that hit him.
There's another look.
He's trying to get it. Newman's trying to get in that gap right there. Got a car down on the apron. I mean, the cars are going everywhere.
That's Bickle inside of another car. Contact there.
When he comes back down the track right here, Elton Sawyer.
Oh, it's going to be David Green right there
David
on the left.
Green, there you go. I knew it was a blue car.
David Green got him. Trying to avoid him.
Of course, there's oil and water all over the track, too, from these cars.
Here's the first of it. And here's poor David Green, all the way down on the apron.
Just trying to get by.
And then under the caution, somebody hit Kevin Grubb and turned him around, just as they were coming to Tim Fidoa's car. I'll show you what Clay Rogers saw.
Got his hand up.
Stay in the middle, stay in the middle, stay in the middle. Okay, you're clear. Come on, this may be the end of her. Bring her back as high as you can go, as fast as you can go.
Nice job. Spotter saying high as you can go, and he's right down there on the inside. Matt?
Keep her coming,
Tim
keep her coming.
Quiet from his car. Tim, what happened? I don't know. I guess, you know, we just bummed it up on the restart, and everybody's trying to get to one spot, and that was up front. But, you know, they put brake pedals on these things, too, the last time I checked, and some people don't really know how to use them left pedals, but that's okay. What comes around goes around. I mean, I hadn't seen the tape yet. I know we were all racing, and I think a few people were using their right foot a little bit more than their brain, but you'll have that, and we're just going to, you know, we started out tough, started out running in the back. You know, we qualified rough, and, you know, Donnie got a good car under me, and we thought we were going to end up with a good top 10, but we'll get them next week. Phil 66 Chevrolet was running good. Just, I don't know. There's not much luck today.
Frustrated, but okay, Mike.
David Green drives his car back to pit lane, and the right front is down on that one. There's a look inside the 17 of Clay Rogers.
David Green was having a kind of a bad day, and it got worse.
Much worse.
Much worse.
We believe it was Jamie McMurray that got into Kevin Grubb under the caution as they came up into the oil from Tim Fidoa's car, oil and or water. There's David Green's car, heavy damage to the right front as he collected Elton Sawyer sliding down off the banking. They have red flagged this race so that they may get it restarted. 4 laps to go. You're watching NASCAR on FX.
A terrible tragedy. A naked cover-up. James Caan. This goes way beyond disloyalty. A Glimpse of Hell. Premieres March 18th on FX.
Come on, people, let's grab some wingy. KFC's new spicy barbecue thingy. Little sweet honey make my tummy singy. Then smoked jalapeno on a long, slow stingy. Each one I eat, my belt goes dingy. Don't clip the last wing. Next time, bring your own. Today, 20 for $6.99, 8 for just $2.99. But not for long.
From all the race fans at Aaron's Sales and Lease Ownership, a Busch Series race with the drama of 12 extra miles.
12 extra miles?
It's called the Aaron's 312.
What kind of idiot approved 12 extra miles?
Ken Butler.
Well, what about pit strategy? What about tires? What about fuel? What about you two? Who are you?
We're the Aaron's 312 girls. Ken approved us, too.
The Aaron's 312, Atlanta Motor Speedway, March 10th on FX.
Like I said, I like the way this Butler guy thinks.
Never once did your car ask you for jewelry or flowers. Never once did it ask you if it looked fat, or did it get mad at you for leaving the seat up. Your car always gives you exactly what you want. Doesn't it deserve something special in return?
Fundamentally tougher than any panty-waist car. Hey, no one ever wrote a song about his first hatchback. At Craftsman, we figured the only thing better than trucks is racing trucks. So we're the official tools of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Tough trucks, tougher drivers, and the toughest tools. Craftsman.
Watching Busch Racing on Fox FX, I should say, from Rockingham. Fox will have the Rockingham 400 tomorrow. Here's what's coming up next. The Winston Cup Happy Hour following this on FX. Jeff Gordon already with the pole. And tomorrow, the Winston Cup race coverage beginning at 12:30 Eastern. NASCAR President Mike Helton will join us. Also a special report on Sterling Marlin and a further tribute to the late Dale Earnhardt. I'm with Jeff Hammond in our studio just above the finish line here at the Rock. And before we talk about the 4 laps to go, we have a red flag. We'll get to the restart with Todd Bodine leading. How about the comments from Tim Fedewa talking about using the right foot more than the brain out there?
I think that right there is about as good as a man can say it right now, Chris, because I'm pretty sure he's pretty rattled, but at the same time, a little bit upset about the fact that his car's gotten torn up right here at the end of the race. A lot of times when drivers have situations like that, that's the most politically correct thing you can say, is don't really say nothing at all. Let the replay do the talking. As you can see here, coming up through this traffic, they were all bunched together.
Well, who's he pointing to? Who's he pinning the blame on when he's saying that?
Well, it looks to me like if anybody kind of got in a hurry, it was Ryan Newman, and Ryan was trying to get to the front. He had 4 fresh tires, and he knew he was running out of laps, so he's trying to thread his way through the needle, and he just kind of got it a little bit too close, and as you see, the end results weren't very good.
We're going to have another look. Elton Sawyer, Tim Fedewa obviously affected by this. It looked like he was trying to squeeze in that position.
Yeah, I think he underestimated the 98 being so close, and like I say, they touched, and the chain reaction was, it looked like Elton lifted a little bit, got tagged in the back end right there by Fedewa, and the rest of it's history.
All right, everybody was okay health-wise. We have 4 laps to go under the red flag. So the decision, obviously, they're going to have the restart with Todd Bodine leading, Kevin Harvick also right behind him. What's a crew chief telling his driver at this point, especially someone in Todd Bodine's place who's led much of this race?
Quick, take a picture of this race car because there may not be much of it left by the time they drop the green flag. Todd's been awful dominant all day, so if he gets a good restart, he'll be the guy you got to catch. But the guys behind him are all lining up right now, trying to figure out a way how not to let him get that big of a lead, and also not to get caught maybe sleeping or somebody get a big jump on them and get everything bottled up once again, because Kevin Harvick has got his hands full with a guy who doesn't really, it's kind of the first time he's been in this situation in a Busch car, and Greg Biffle, but he knows how to win races. So he's got a good car, he's got good coaches. Cat in the Hat's probably on the radio right now. That's Jack Roush I'm talking about. He's probably coaching him a little bit. So, I mean, it's got a lot of drama right now coming together. There he is. That's the Cat in the Hat, we call him. Mr. Jack Roush, he's the owner of that 60 car.
Saw moments ago the Greg Biffle's car, the 60 car, and cleaning the track. A lot of oil and debris. How much is that a concern?
Well, a lot of times it's a lot of concern because you don't know from time to time how good a job they did do. And there may be one spot. If you find that wrong spot, it's going to be ugly. And so it's a lot of those drivers right now sitting there trying to clear their minds and get focused on what's going on. And I'm sure that Darrell Waltrip, he's been in that situation a time or two.
Right, and we're going to get back with Darrell and our guys up on the play-by-play booth. Todd Bodine, the 00 car, the leader. Buckshot Jones, the owner. Our Steve Burns is with Buckshot now. Steve?
Chris, tomorrow Buckshot Jones will be in the field here on Fox, but right now trying to get Todd Bodine into victory lane. Buckshot, what's the strategy?
Hey, it's all up to Todd. Todd's done it all today. You know, we got behind a little bit, but, you know, he keeps coming right back to the front. And, you know, this kind of only started out to run a couple race deal, still trying to find a sponsor. And, you know, Todd's done an awesome job. He did great at Daytona. He's doing great here. So hopefully this is going to attract a sponsor and we continue with a relationship with Todd.
All right, thanks, Buckshot. Good luck tomorrow. Let's go back upstairs.
Now there's Todd Bodine's car, and you see all those cars up in turn 3 are parked up high on the banking, nose pointed down.
Yeah, what that's for is just in case. I mean, these things have run out here for the last 2.5, 3 hours. You know, engine's hot. You shut them off. Sometimes they don't want to crank. You'll see them roll down the hill. If they don't want to crank on their own, you can use the, you know, the old deal of jump start. You can put her in gear and turn the switch on, and she'll crank up and go.
So the field is rolling up out of turn number 3. We'll be back for the restart and finish off the 200 here at Rockingham.
Knox and his unit keep America safe from all foreign bodies.
You listen to me, comrade. I think you're full of Bolsheviks.
Son of the Beach. All new episodes premiere March 13th.
Every business can use extra help now and then. The real challenge is finding workers you can trust to do the job. With Labor Ready, you get the kind of help you need when you need it, even an hour before. Today alone, Labor Ready placed thousands of workers in hundreds of industries, from construction to catering. You can find good help these days. Labor Ready. Dependable temporary labor.
Smooth and refreshing as a mountain stream. Head for the mountains of Busch Beer.
Play the Pep Boys 80th anniversary instant win game and win $80? No, $800. Oh, heck, $80,000.
One of over 50,000 instant prizes at Pep Boys. Pick up your game piece today.
Set for the restart. There'll be 2 laps to go as Todd Bodine hauls him off to turn 1. Here comes Biffle looking for second.
Harvick got a terrible start. Todd kind of got a jump, and Harvick panicked and nearly lost second place.
Now, you saw the smoke there. That's where they went through the oil dry, where they put it down on that water and oil from Tim Fedewa's car a while ago.
Harvick's got it hammered down. He's coming after him. He's got the white flag showing him in the face.
It's Todd Bodine's to lose as Jeff Green continues to give up spots. Jeff Purvis goes back past him. Last lap.
Where Harvick is digging hard.
Single file, the log jams at Jeff Green. 2 cars fight right behind him, but off turn 4, the driver who led 145 laps today, Todd Bodine, gets his second Rockingham win.
Yeah, Todd deserved to win that one. Had a dominant car all day, did a great job. Pit strategy was good.
Great run by Kevin Harvick to finish second. Greg Biffle from the front row finishes third. Kenny Wallace is fourth. Bobby Hamilton Jr. fifth ahead of Jeff Purvis. It's the 12th career Busch Series win for Todd Bodine. He last won last August at Michigan. Also led the most laps in that race. The unsponsored Buckshot Racing Team goes to victory lane.
Americans love their high-performance Briggs & Stratton engines. That's why just about every neighborhood in America is a Briggs & Stratton neighborhood. Briggs & Stratton, the power that works for you.
He was a giant who towered over NASCAR for more than 20 years.
The greatest race car driver that's ever buckled a helmet on, that's Dale Earnhardt.
Beyond the Glory looks back at the life of Dale Earnhardt tomorrow at 8 on Fox Sports Net. Today on FX, the toughest men in football history take off the pads and put on the gloves. And when LT drops the mic to take up the challenge, FX makes history. Today after NASCAR.
Cable television from Time Warner, where great entertainment is always in vogue. Every day on Bravo, the Film and Arts Network. Innovative and award-winning documentary programs, original series, studio and international film, theater, dance, and music performances of world renown. With so many choices and so much convenience, all at the touch of a button. Why would you look to anyone else? Bravo on Time Warner Cable.
Add new life to your truck at Ron's Van and Truck Center. From truck caps to bedliners, they've got you covered. Ron's Van and Truck Center is your sport utility vehicle headquarters. No matter what your vehicle, Ron's Van and Truck Center has the accessories for you. Running boards, bug shields, window visors, grill guards, floor mats, trailer hitches, and more. Stop by now for your free accessories catalog. Ron's Van and Truck Center, 3126 Pearl Street, Enwell, next to the State Police. Call 748-8550.
Chicken! It's an all-new season of Son of the Beach, with all-new episodes that are even more bigger.
Nice shot.
Even more badder.
Look, Ma! No Viagra!
And most of all, even more Johnson.
A pleasure to meet a man with such respect in the community. Props back at you. Gesundheit.
The second coming of Son of the Beach has arrived.
God bless America.
All new episodes premiere Tuesday, March 13th, 10 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. Son of the Beach, only on FX.
Today, Caught on Tape continues. The world's most shocking moments, part 1 and 2. Later today after NASCAR and Tough Man on FX.
Todd Bodine finished 8th here last year, 4th here last fall, and now, for the second time, he's in Rockingham victory lane.
Great job, Todd Bodine. Tell us about that red flag at the tail end. What was going through your mind sitting there knowing all those guys were going to try to eat you up?
Well, I knew we had a good enough car. All I had to do was hold the bottom, not make a mistake, and we were going to beat them. I knew that, and I'm sure Kevin was a little afraid after last week. He didn't want to get too close to me.
Now, the last time you won a race here, you only led the last few feet. Today, you dominated. What was the difference between those two races?
Well, this car was just incredible right from the start. We unloaded fast, made very, very minor adjustments to the car, got it even faster. Gary did a great job, and this whole group of guys. It was just the right day. I mean, you have to have everything go right to get this thing done and get it in victory lane. And we had everything go right today. Had great pit stops too, guys.
You did indeed, with his daughter Ashley. Let's go to Steve.
Thanks, Dick, with Kevin Harvick, who finished second. Kevin, tell us about your day. It's been an emotional week.
Yeah, it really has been an emotional week. A lot of stuff goes through your mind when all this stuff starts happening, and especially when you get thrown in the middle of it. But you know, we just play the cards we're dealt, and we're a tough bunch of people. And you know, this AC Delco Monte Carlo was pretty dang good today, but we needed long runs. We didn't need short runs, and I kind of screwed up on the restart and spun the tires, and you know, got us behind and about cost us second. But you know, the big picture is what we're looking for here in the championship race, and we'll just do what we can do.
Good luck tomorrow on that number 29 car. Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
Steve, Greg Biffle came in today just looking to learn for 197 laps here. He almost pulled off the win.
Yeah, it was a great run for the Granger Ford. I'm excited. Great pit stops, and we were able to cycle ourselves up to the front. Really just sat out there and ran all day, learned, let Jeff Green go, let some of the veteran guys go in the series, and followed them. And you know, really what cost us, I crashed in happy hour about 15 minutes in, and we missed the chassis setup a little bit, had the wrong gear in it. For these shootouts with this 3-lap deal with fresh tires, I just didn't have the gear to get with them up off the corner, and you know, my mistake, and hopefully I won't do that again.
Still a career weekend for Greg Biffle.
He's third in only his second Rockingham appearance, while outside pole sitter Ryan Newman finishes ninth.
Yeah, nice run by Rich Bickle, too. You know, he finished in the 7th spot. That's a great run for him.
Got past Jeff Green on the very last lap as you have a look down through the standings. Kevin Harvick, who will now not run the entire Busch Series, falls to the top of the points.
Boy, Jeff Green falls to 8th, not having those fresh tires. Used them up on lap 17 when he got into the wall and had none for him at the end.
All those top 15, or rather 13, are lead lap cars. These cars 1 lap down through 22nd place. From there on, they're 2 or more laps behind.
Elton Sawyer, Tim Fiedel were there involved in that last wreck.
Randall Joy had a good car, but had trouble.
And the Busch Series will roll on, and we'll have many of these first half of the season races for you right here on FX. Let's go down to Chris Myers.
All right, so the youngest of the Bodine brothers, Todd Bodine, picking up the victory, still winless in Winston Cup, and he will start tomorrow the row 20 in the Rockingham 400. You'll see that on Fox. But for Kevin Harvick, this was a good boost, finishing second in this race as he looks to run in the 29 car tomorrow, Jeff.
Absolutely, Chris. I mean, I think, Kevin just needed to get some racing laps here at Rockingham, which will help him tomorrow. Laps are very critical any racetrack, but what he's getting ready to have to do tomorrow, the more the merrier. And now he can go out there and jump in that car at happy hour, I think, and probably come back and tell that team some more things to do, that number 29 car, to put him in a better shape as far as tomorrow's concerned.
All right, for Todd Bodine, celebrating his birthday early. He turns 37 on Tuesday. All right, coming up, we have happy hour from Rockingham. You'll see that on FX, so stick around for that. Already Jeff Gordon with the pole for tomorrow's Rockingham 400 on Fox, and then you will see that race at 12:30 Eastern. Our pre-race coverage begins with NASCAR President Mike Helton, who will be joining us live. We will talk more about the latest developments regarding the loss of Dale Earnhardt. Also, we will hear from Sterling Marlin as drivers get ready for the second race of the Winston Cup season. Michael Waltrip, after an early crash this morning, did qualify. More on that in happy hour as the Winston Cup drivers get ready to go. Todd Bodine, the winner, the Alltel 200 here in Rockingham. Darrell Waltrip, Larry McReynolds, Mike Joy, Jeff Hammond. I'm Chris Myers. For our entire crew, thanks for watching. Stick around. More Winston Cup racing headed your way on FX. Fox Racing gets you ready for tomorrow's Rockingham 400.
NASCAR on FX has been brought to you by Go RVing. Visit GoRVing.com. And by H&R Block. Just plain smart.